Hello folks and welcome back to Civilization Week here on the channel and another part in my playthrough with Eleanor of Aquitaine off of England. And we're picking up exactly where we left off in the last episode. So we've just liberated Mohenjo-Daro from the Germans, who we are currently at war with, and we are planning an assault. We've got twice as much in the way of military as they've got, and we're just going to keep pushing until they give up and start behaving themselves, basically. And if that means we accidentally end up taking a lot of this land that we wanted early on, then so be it. And of course, the end game, if we get that far, is to take their capital, which is over here and reasonably well defended. There is an argument to just go straight for it. We've got this route directly around, so we don't actually have to fight through all of their other cities first. My reservation of doing that is, obviously, I've got all these cities here, and what I don't want is for us to send all our army over here and then attack out of Berlin or Heidelberg and start taking my cities back again. So I'd rather move across systematically, kind of moving the front, if you will, across, and then just take their capital organically. That's the plan. I don't know if it's a good plan. I'm not the best military strategist in the world, although I've been playing Civilization for many years in various forms. It's always my first instinct to kind of avoid war as much as possible, because I'm not very good at it. So and also they do tend to go on a little bit sometimes. Wars can take ages. So as much as possible, I'd always try and do like a cultural victory or a science victory. So I'm a little bit inexperienced and useless at war, but I guess that's why it's fun for us to learn together and go to those what war together, learn together. That's the plan. Right, we need military units still. We're just going to keep churning out military units from all of our cities until this war is over, and then we'll start refocusing on the other stuff again. I mean, if we do look at these other areas, we're still producing... Actually, no, that's not us, that's them. Well, hold on. We're still producing pretty much as much science per turn as everybody else. We're still there or thereabouts for culture per turn as well. Our gold balance is still good. Our faith balance is pretty solid. We've got loads of diplomatic favour. So at the moment, this war isn't really costing us. If it starts to get to the point where some of these other nations are starting to pull ahead for culture or science, then we'd be more inclined to try and make peace with Germany ourselves. But at the moment, I'm very much of a mind to just keep going at them until they give up or we win. That's definitely the plan right now. Right, let's just keep moving our units over. I think Berlin is the next target, and then we'll sort of loop back round and do Heidelberg. He needs to go to a tile that has a great work. There's one up there that he can go to. We've got an envoy to send. We are the suzerain of Mohenjo-Daro, which is good. There's a few others that have appeared as we've been exploring with our boats that we've been sending out, but really we want the city-states that are in between us and Germany to be us, so it acts as an extra buffer. So the big one that we're missing is Brussels. So if we send that envoy to Brussels, that should bring them back under me again. It doesn't, but at least they're not suzerained by anybody else at the moment. So at least we've got all these other ones, like Hattusa is working on our behalf. What we are doing, though, is we're losing money per turn because of all the money we're spending on this war. So we do need very much to keep an eye on that. Why can't we send him up there, which we already tried to do? You need to kill them, but I think you might die in doing it. And then we're going to send a chariot, although we did learn in the last video, chariots are a little bit useless. Right, we're going to... What can we pillage? We need to get some... There's no point taking faith. I thought we could pillage and get some health back. I thought that was that's certainly a thing you could do in previous versions of this game. There doesn't seem a lot of point in healing when there's an archer there and a crossbowman there and we're in firing range, because as quickly as we heal, we're just going to get beaten down again. So I'm almost of a mind to sacrifice this horseman to take care of these archers, or at least go some way towards taking care of them. The swordsman can go at those spearmen that they've got in there, and we just keep fighting. We just keep throwing stuff at them. We've got a catapult on its way in. That's our horseman gone. World Congress, what have they got to say? It looks like it's one of those ones we're not allowed to vote in, so presumably it's nothing to do with us. There's a military emergency. Is that about us? No. So there's a military emergency going on somewhere, but it's not the war we're a part of, which confuses me a little bit. Right, that archer needs to stay there and defend Newcastle. Why has that been activated? There doesn't seem to be any baddies on the horizon. We'll just fortify them there. It's a higher priority to get rid of the archer. Archers are bad. And we're going to sacrifice them, I guess. Because oh no, we didn't. We actually survived. So hopefully we can heal that boat back up again. Because it doesn't look like there's any more barbarians over there. How are we getting on over here in Berlin? So our swordsman did win. We can now get a fancy book. We've got a fancy book, everybody. That's what we really wanted. And now we've got the heavy chariot. We know heavy chariots are fairly useless at attacking cities, but they might actually do a half-decent job of just clearing out some of these units. Interestingly, with these units falling for Germany, their military is falling back to the point where it's almost non-existent. So I am tempted, once we've taken Berlin, assuming we do, because we are losing units, but as soon as we take Berlin, if we've got any kind of decent military left, I'm almost thinking go straight to the capital and abandon the original plan that I'd so carefully put together whilst pondering. Unit needs orders, so do we dare send this archer? I mean, it's only Manchester, which is nothing against real-life Manchester, but in this save, Manchester is a nothing city that was just a land grab and it's not really producing anything. So I'd rather get that archer up here helping us attack than leave them down there. We can always build a new archer down there. Is my thought process. And let's face it, Germany are in no position to attack us at any point. The only fear we've really got as far as military is concerned, have they taken Kumasi? Kumasi is now suzerained by Frederick. So we've now got a little bit of a problem up here in Sheffield where we have got an archer, but they've got all of these military. So what we need is Geneva one of ours? We need Geneva to have our back here. Geneva, what's happening here? Why is there a city-state that's battering our city and you're doing apparently nothing about it? Right, we might have to split our military a little bit because they're sending an awful lot into Sheffield. We'll see how Sheffield does defending. We've got 7 turns until we get a crossbowman out of Sheffield. So we might just be okay with Sheffield sort of taking care of itself. But although Germany's military is shrinking, we do need to be aware of... oh, I've done exactly what I said I wasn't going to do there. There you go. So we lose our unit, but I think they lost theirs as well. Again, just sacrificing them because there was no point healing, so we were still in range of those crossbowmen. We only really have a catapult and a horseman heading for Berlin, but they don't really have much in the way of defences there now. I don't think they have walls, so they shouldn't be able to bombard us, and there's no unit in there. So... it should be relatively easy to take just with these 2 units that are approaching. Almost tempted to take Heidelberg on the way through. But I think Berlin gives us a better route to Aachen. Is it Aachen or Aachen? How do you say the capital? I think that's the capital. Right, we don't want to be giving our horses away at the moment, but we do kind of need some money. But we also need the horses, and we can't afford to upset this guy. So, can we maybe give him half of those horses? Will you take 8 horses? Yeah, that's fine. I don't want to upset him, but at the same time, we need our horses for our own military. Right, keeping an eye on Sheffield again. They are sending a lot of stuff at Sheffield. Right, Bradford has just produced a new crossbowman, and I think I'm going to send them to Sheffield to help defend Sheffield rather than continuing with the attack. It's more of a defensive unit anyway. Bradford can then... I'm tempted to get them to just make another one. Should we get... but they take so long. 13 turns. The war could be over in 13 turns. Let's get stuff out that's actually going to be quick to make, quite mobile. I know I keep criticising chariots because they're pretty useless, but they are mobile and they're quick and they get built quickly, which is their big advantage. Right, there's another... oh, no. I've got myself in a right mess there. Can we bombard them from there? No. This is a big problem. So we've got a river in the way, which I didn't notice when I thought I was just going to make the move of the horseman and take that archer. There's a river there, and we can't just cross a river and attack, whereas they can fire their arrows across that river, which is troublesome. Right, I'm going to give our Mercury away because, again, I want to keep all the other nations happy. Sheffield, there's a problem in Sheffield, you know. This is troublesome. We need to be able to attack back, or we're going to lose Sheffield, which is more of an issue. Right, now we can bombard them with our catapult, and I'm sending this up to Sheffield. All of a sudden, it's become more about keeping Sheffield than winning this war with Germany. And it's not the German army that's getting the job done, and that's the really frustrating thing. The German army is still relatively weak, but they've got their stupid city-state, and I thought I was being so careful. We've got both Brussels and Geneva under our wing, I think. No, we don't have Brussels. We've got Mohenjo-Daro, but they're still recovering from being attacked. We've got Hattusa. Hattusa have a big army down here. Any chance of a little help, Hattusa? No? Just hanging out down here with all these units that you could just help us out with. We are having a war, you know. I mean, he looks like he might be heading up there, which is handy if he is, because we need him, because Sheffield is struggling. Can we... Is there no way to use this unit to attack these guys? I thought with them being fortified, that's how it would work, but maybe not. We'll just have to do it manually, I guess, which is a bit unfortunate. Right, we are going to have to cross this river. Unless we... Can we attack across the river? Minor victory. We're not going to win if we do that. We just need to cross... Oh, we can cross... There's a road there. Amazing. Right, river crossed. Let's not make the same mistake with that chariot. Let's get them across the river as well. The catapult can stay there. And apparently I've already used it this turn, but we should be able to bombard Germany from there, although we've just lost our capital. Right, Germany want to make peace. Oh, I am tempted because of what's happening in Sheffield. Plus we are losing money. Look how grumpy he is. I don't think this is over with Germany, but I think it's over for now. And as far as I'm concerned, the world should look at that as we did one thing. We liberated a city-state, and then that was that. The war was over. And now we need to focus on sorting everything out again afterwards. And if we go to war with them again, make sure we've got Kumasi. I'll remember this, you lot. You lot up there. This will be remembered. Right. I'm going to keep quite a solid border here on the edge of Germany. Just you know, to remind them that we're proper hard, innit? There you go. Kev can do youth talk. Right. We'll keep them there. I think that means Kumasi are no longer at war with us. I hope that's what it means. What I do need to do is go around all these cities who are producing military units and change their production, because we're already losing money. We don't need any more military units. What we need is to start getting caught up on some of the other stuff again. So Manchester, they've got a theatre square to repair. Newcastle, what are we going to do in Newcastle? We'll start with repairs and then move out into the other stuff maybe. So a theatre square for Newcastle, or an industrial zone. I think a theatre square does loyalty. Or maybe it doesn't. Commercial hub. I think we're going to take the industrial zone because I think that's one of our specialist things. So we can put an industrial tile. Oh, I wanted it there, but I don't want to have to buy the spot. What have we got? No, we've got... there's nowhere really good to put it. What else could we do instead? We don't want it. We don't want it. What do I have to press? There we go. Let's try commercial hub then. That looks like a decent spot. What's on there at the moment? Cattle. We don't want to lose cattle. Is there anything on there that we'd lose other than some production? So we could stick this here. I think we'll do that. A commercial hub. All we've lost is some woods. And then Leeds. What are we going to put in Leeds? Leeds could maybe take the industrial zone that we were going to put in the other place. We could put that here. And we could stick it there. And all we lose a little bit. That's one of our best producing tiles in Leeds, I dare say. So we probably don't want to lose that. We want to stick something on one of these units where it doesn't really matter. So theatre square. We could just stick here somewhere. Stick that there. Sheffield, what are you going to have? Sheffield really want an aqueduct, apparently. So, Sheffield, you shall have an aqueduct. And we shall put it here, because we're not really going to lose anything there. Bradford can have... So, I don't think we've got an entertainment complex anywhere yet. We also haven't got any holy sites or anything, but I'm allergic to religion after what happened in the last version of this series. So let's put an entertainment complex in. Out there, looks like we're not really losing very much, so we can stick an entertainment complex there. London, what do you want? Maybe a wonder in London. Is there any good wonders we could build? They need some of this stuff more. Right, industrial, theatre, commercial. We've kind of got all these already being built. We haven't even got a monument in London yet. Let's go for industrial. Industry, good. What a sentence. Industry, good. We will put it there. An industrial district by the sea. Probably a bad idea. We could have put something better there. And then we will take an encampment in Birmingham, because we haven't put one of them down recently. And we can put that down. In fact, why would I put an encampment in our furthest city from anywhere? Unless we're planning on attacking that way, which we're not really. So it actually is pretty dumb putting that there. So we'll actually put a commercial hub, because we need money. We're struggling a little bit financially. And we've got a nice little tile for a commercial hub there, in fact. So we'll whack it on there. Excellent. War is done. But we are still just going to keep all of this stuff around there, just to keep an eye on Germany. We've got some barbarians to attack up there. They've got a barbarian encampment right at the top there, which, to me, that's Saladin's problem. Why am I fighting his war for him? Well, I am, because I'm just a lovely, lovely guy. Look, you're not happy with me, Saladin, but can you see what I'm doing? There's barbarians up there, and I'm taking care of them. No? There's nothing really we can trade, is there? I don't really want to trade with you because you're in a grumpy. These two are both my friends still. This guy gets a delegation. We're going to try and make friends with him. What a moustache. Lovely moustache. And then there's the whole rest of this map, which I think we are exploring. We've sent something over here somehow. We've got a number of boats set to just explore. But I don't see them anywhere. But how did we discover all of this? I don't know. We only ever came this far, did we? We need to explore. And presumably, I wonder if we're just two continents, or if it maybe even joins up. Perhaps we're just one big continent. We need to go and find out. We need to get out and control the seas. Right. Let's have a little look. So, we've got absolutely loads of diplomatic favour. If we want any of this stuff, we can just basically do it and force it through. That being said, neither of them look particularly interesting. Producing or purchasing military units using... I mean, that would have been really handy while we were still at war. Producing or purchasing military units using the chosen currency type. So whoever that is, they want a discount on military units, which I don't like the sound of. City-states of this type do not provide the unique suzerain bonus. Well, we want bonuses. All right, so we're opposing Frederick. 100% of city-states yield type when sending trade routes to a city-state of this type. So we want to make sure we beat Frederick. And what we want is... I don't even care. Trade. He just wants us to not get any benefits out of suzeraining places because we've suzerained them all. Producing or purchasing military units. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Let's just make military expensive because we're not currently at war. We might end up regretting that. But let's see how the voting comes back again. And we won them both, didn't we? Yeah, that's what we asked for. That's not what we asked for. So they've actually got their way, whoever's pushed all those votes through. So military units now cost half production for the next 30 turns. And every other nation voted for it. So there's lots of warmongers out there, it seems. That's not ideal. Right, have we got this monarchy yet that we were working towards? No. So there's not much we can do. Although I guess we don't need military stuff on here now. We can adjust this around a little bit again to make it work for some other stuff. So what other stuff do we want? We don't need settlers. What do we want? We need money more than anything. Harbour adjacent. We've only got one harbour, I think, in London. Builders. This is what we need. We absolutely need some builders. And that's what we should be actively investing in everywhere. Because we are not getting the right amount of production out of these cities that we want. Right. Continue to push Kumasi. We want them. And then we're going to burn them to the ground. Right. This boat, I'm just going to ignore these barbarians and carry them on. I want to find out what's in this little gap here. I want to find out if that's all land or what. What is it? What's the happy haps down there? Right, we're going to stick the crossbowman. Is just going to stand on that border there. We're going to send the swordsman up there. We're going to keep our military nicely positioned for if we ever need it again. We've got the second strongest military of the players that we've found so far. Gandhi, still very, very strong military. Right, we're going to get you out exploring again as well. And then we're going to get you exploring. Why have you come back this way? You moron. Can you not get round here? Do you get stuck? We want to get down here. We need to get the others. We could even walk there, actually. There's no reason why we couldn't just send someone over there to walk and have a look. Didn't we have a scout? Did they die? They might have got killed travelling back through Kumasi when we were at war. But a scout probably would be quite handy just to send through that area. How can you let those barbarians run amok so close to my home? What barbarians close to my home? Where are there barbarians near home? Does he mean these ones? Because they're not causing me any problems. I don't see any other barbarians anywhere. I think he's imagining it. Right. Fortify that tile. And then that swordsman's heading over there. They're still hovering on our border as well. So there's still a lot of tension. Like I say, the war with Germany is not over. It's just a temporary ceasefire while we go back and rebuild a little bit. Right, what do we want? What do we want? Cartography, this is what we want. We want to start to control the sea. We're England, for goodness sake. We should be controlling the sea. Right, production down in Manchester. They want an amphitheatre or an aqueduct. An aqueduct is going to help the city grow, isn't it? Which, I mean, it's actually not doing too badly. An amphitheatre is going to provide cultural pressure on there. But, I mean, if we wanted that city, we could already have it. The reason we don't have it is because we were lovely. So I'm going to put the aqueduct in because I think long term we're going to benefit more from that. Right, there's religion spreading. Who's spreading religion? This is something we need to keep an eye on because I don't have a religion to defend with. So if this guy, who is spreading his religion everywhere, there are only 4 religions, so there's still 1 religion slot available. Do we rush at a religion in the hope of being able to defend against Protestantism from Lautaro? Who is he? The Mapuche guy. Or do we buddy up with Peter? So Gandhi's part of this as well. You know what? If Gandhi's on board with Peter, I think we join up with Eastern Orthodoxy and we try and push that. But that's not what this entire continent is going to be Protestant, and then this other continent is going to be Eastern Orthodox, and then the Islam and Hinduism are kind of nothing really. Looking at that, I don't think we're in a position to rush a religion. It would be the ultimate irony if after last time I lost a military game because I focused on religion, and this time I'll lose to a religious victory by focusing on military. One day I'll learn just to have things nicely balanced early on. The really mad thing, and I think I've talked about this in a couple of the previous videos, is I also play this game on my Switch quite a lot, and I've won like my last 4 games that I've played on the Switch, like long saves, different ways. I am not as useless at this game as I make out in these videos. Right, we need 2 new see, we've now got this monarchy that we don't need a military focus at the moment, but now we've got one. Everything takes too long. Right, unit maintenance being cheap is important because we are struggling for money. And maybe 100% production towards defensive buildings would be handy. 50%, no. 100% production towards ancient and classical era naval units. That will do. Economic wise, we've got +1 production in all city. But is that the most useful to have now? The harbour adjacency bonus is important, but like I said, we've only got the 1 harbour. I think we've only got 1 campus as well. Diplomatic policies. Governors provide +2 loyalty per turn to their city. That plus that. So if all these border cities have a garrisoned unit and a governor, that's really going to push some loyalty out to Germany, nearby Germany. And then for our final trick, newly trained builders gain +2 actions. Or do we want to start pushing for great people? We're not actually building any builders at the moment. So while we're getting to the point where we might want to do some builders, maybe we take a great scientist and do that. That seems to make sense. I have a vague plan going on. Right, what do we want? Guilds, what does that give us? That's what they're recommending, but I'm not that desperate to build Chechenitsa, or I don't know what those... I need to learn what all the policies are. Exploration. This is what we want. We want to get out into the world. What's the Enlightenment? Religious tourism effects are halved versus your civilization. Does that let us found a religion? No. I think we need to not worry about founding religions. Let's take exploration, which gives us medieval fairs as well on the way, and ignores guilds, which I imagine, plus... Oh, hold on. Industrial zone adjacency bonuses, commercial hub adjacency bonuses. We will take that first, because we're just building those. But quite a lot of those we've just set up to build. So, yes, let's take the adjacency bonuses. See? I'm reading. I'm learning. I'm learning about the game. This is good. I don't get this on my Switch. It's much harder to... it's much harder to read all the information on the Switch. It's much more... I know you can't really button mash Civilization, but my word, when I'm playing on the Switch, do I try? It's when I try and think about the game a little more, when I'm playing on PC and making videos about it, that it goes wrong. Perhaps I need to be an intuitive leader. Look at the state of all this military up here, by the way. I mean, they're potentially a problem. We need to make sure we're... So we have now... Kumasi is now ours. What was the other one? Geneva is ours. So I guess they are all ours, effectively. As is Mohenjo-Daro, as is Hattusa. See, now would be the perfect time to go back to war with Germany, because we don't have to worry about Kumasi anymore. But I think if we declared war again, just after agreeing to peace, the whole world is going to think I'm an absolute psychopath. Do I want to send a delegation? I don't care about making him happy. He started it. Yes, I may have been the one who declared war, but it was his fault that I did. So he's offering me open borders and a little bit of money in exchange for iron. How much iron do we have? We've got loads of iron, but then he's got some iron too. What does he want with my iron? I want more money than that. So that's all you can give me. 4. No, you've taken it back down to 3. But that's not what... Give me some up front. Ah, you drive a hard bargain. I mean, we're fighting over the same iron and horses. I'll do the deal because I don't need to seem like an absolute jerk with him. Right, we have got a great person. It's another great admiral. I thought we were pushing for great scientists now. I guess we have a lot of stuff generating great admiral points anyway. Right. London wants a commercial hub and a theatre square. Have we got enough money to buy a builder? No. We want to generate enough money to buy builders. So actually I think I'm going to focus on the commercial hub because we want to be generating money and getting to the point where we can just buy stuff like builders. What is on this tile? For production. Oh, is that going to cause us a problem? What tiles are we actually working here? No, not purchase tile. Where are we working? So we are working that tile. So if we were to come off there, there's nowhere else that's going to give us that level of production. But it was such a good place for a commercial hub. And we're not currently working this tile, which will give us 2 production. I mean, I think we're doing okay for production in London anyway. We're going to stick a commercial hub there. And we're going to lose the mine that we've got. But it's got so much adjacency bonus. Plus, we've got the option of doubling adjacency bonus from harbour tiles as well. So that tile could make us an absolute metric ton of money eventually. Right. This will give us... makes all our naval units better. Okay. I can live with all naval units being better. And I think on that note, we draw a line under this episode where we are now at peace again. Just seeing where we are. We've still got a very strong military comparative to those around us, although we need to keep an eye on Saladin because he doesn't like us and he's building a military. Now, the one thing that makes me worry a little less is we've got Lautaro between us. Let's make sure we're still friends with him. So he's our friend and he's between us and them. So I would like to think he will help defend us, and we've obviously got all these city-states that are ours as well. So him starting a war with us is less of a worry. I do think we're leading towards a massive war on this continent with all 4 of these civilizations involved, and it will be interesting to see how many of us survive, because there's too little space for 4 civilizations on this little area here. So there's going to be war coming, but as long as our military is competitive, we're fine. Science per turn, again, we're doing okay. Culture per turn, we're doing really well. Cultural victory, anyone? We've got all right for money, we're all right for faith, and we've still got more diplomatic favour than everybody else as well. A few people have asked, actually, how I get this thing up here. It's in the settings somewhere. I'm going to try and remember exactly where. So if we go into options, I think it's in interface, and is it that one? Yeah, show yields in HUD ribbon. It's that one. So you can have it so it's never on, which I think is the default. You can have it so it just appears when you mouse over it, or you can have it so it's always there. I have it set to always show, and that means, believe it or not, that it always shows, and it's really handy for seeing how you're getting on. And like now we know Saladin's building an army and doesn't like us, which we wouldn't have known because we're quite far away from him. But like I say, I'm not particularly worried because I think we've got a nice cushion of friendly civilizations and city-states before he gets to us, and plus decent military in Sheffield as well. So unless he gets in a boat and comes round, or goes all the way around the back of Germany and comes in this way, I don't think we need to fear Saladin at the moment. But we'll wrap that video up there. If you have enjoyed it, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up to show me you are enjoying the civilization stuff and that you want to see more. You're getting more for the rest of this week regardless, because it is Civilization Week, but it'll allow me to decide what to do with this game going forward once we get to the end of this week. So make sure you drop a like if you are enjoying it, subscribe to the channel for more of this and lots of Football Manager, and thank you very much for watching.